Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Jewel. We're gonna make something today. I was messing around with some couple of my cutoffs for the new book. Well, I'm making a couple of them that I'm doing, and I wanted to, I started making this. I thought I would share it with you, and actually I finished it, and we're going to make one today. And this is actually to put inside this book I'm working on, and actually my signatures are all ready to go. And the cover is done. I'm just waiting for my craft text because I'm going to do a hollow spine in this, and I need the craft text to sew my signatures on, and then that goes into the book, so the book will be able to lie nice and flat because it's going to be a big one. And so I make this little scrappy, well, it's not scrappy, it's like a little journal, little mini journal to tuck into the pocket, one of the pockets in there. So we're going to make that. Let me get set up here and let me show you what it looks like. Let me untie it. I've got a little muslin fabric tie, and this is some here it is right here. It's like a canvas, but it's a very thin canvas. And it's a nice neutral color, and it takes dye and inkswell and everything. So I have that on the spine. I just did a little decorating here. I made a little die cut pocket that I sewed around, and in here are just two little tags, and that's the front. Then I rounded the corners, made a little tablet here, and this is actually just stapled together and then glued in. Then I have an envelope here, so we're going to make all the elements, and it will be a very short, fun little project. I made a little pocket here with some collaging here, and this little piece of ephemera. I'm going to show you the cardstock that I'm using in this these two books I'm doing right now. It's beautiful, and this is just took it to the machine and sewed it down, and you can see here's in here, by the way, is just a little tuck in this envelope. Okay, so let me put this aside. Here's the papers. These were some offcuts that I cut down. And you know, you can make these any size you want. I have some other things here. I did go and do a few die cuts. And I'm going to share with you real quick about when you do a die cut, if you guys have a die cut machine, a cute little way to make a frame for your journals out of the cutoff page. And see, here's a die cut out of this one right here. So I'm not sure which one of these die cuts I'm going to use. So then I have the die cuts out of this paper right here. So I'll save those. And this is a book I'm working on. I haven't finished the cover yet. And in here is the frame, the die cut frame. And what I did is I simply I made a frame. I took it to the machine and I put a piece of acetate behind it. Can you see that? The clear acetate. And this is for you to put a photo in. I'll probably put a photo in this, but it can be removed. And you simply I just did a decorative stitching all the way around when I sewed the acetate on. Then I just stitched it to my page here, down here, across the bottom and up, so you could put your photo in behind here. So I just wanted to share that. So, keep those, you know, keep these little, see, I cut it down to a size I thought would be usable as a frame. Okay, so let me sit down and we will get started. Oops, my camera's crooked. It probably needs to be tightened, but I've got some papers here that we'll put in there, and I have an envelope here that I have done some coffee dyeing on, and that will go in there. I have this little paper pad that I'll make that little scrappy tablet. I have this fabric, and that's what we'll hinge the spine with. So let's get started. First thing, I just want to round the corners and ink it, and I have these two pieces of paper. Okay, so they'll go face, you know, face each other this way. So you have your front and you have your back cover. All right, and let me just get the right size fabric here. And we just need to cut this much right here. So let me grab this. And what I like to do is I usually rip it, but I'm going to cut this, and I like to fray the edges. So we're just going to fray the edges. Okay. Now we'll go ahead, and I'll probably come back and ink this later. And I'm just going to round the edges of the one side this way. Okay, you don't need to round these edges because this is going to be the spine. All right, now let me find my glue, and I'm going to glue. Let me get, hold on, I gotta get something to protect my desk. I have a Craft Tex sheet, or a baking sheet under there, but I'll just pull out my ink in case we ink a little bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to secure one side of this fabric right here. Make sure I'm in frame for you. Let's put some glue here. And this will be 1/2 of the spine, actually. Because what I did with this, so it would be more secure, is I did a piece of scrap paper on the inside. Okay, so when you sewed it, it would be, you know, nice and secure. So we'll do that. Okay, so here's the front half. Then we'll just go right here, line up your paper, and we're gonna just wrap that fabric round. And then we have the little fabric spine. Let's try to get this even. All right. Let me see this pattern. I guess it doesn't matter. I guess this will be the front. So that we've got that, and before I move on the inside, let's go ahead and make this little pocket out of a die cut. Now you can just use, you know, you could just use like this piece of scrap paper, put a little notch in it like that, but I liked the look of the die cut, and this one's going to go in the other book, so I'm going to put one in each book. So this is pretty. Oh, I know, I wanted to show you guys the cardstock. Let me grab it for you. I saw this, AC Moore had a coupon with a 50% off of one. So this ended up, it was a $20 cardstock and I got it for $10. And it's called the Primrose Stack by Die Cuts with a View. And the papers are just beautiful. They're just right up the whole shabby chic alley I'm gone up right now. The last few books I've made have been a little on the shabby chicy side. Okay, do we want this one or do we want this one with a butterfly? Or we have this plain pink here. I kind of like, oh, decisions. Decisions. Oh, this is so pretty, isn't it? I think we'll use, well, I think we'll use this one. I don't know. Does it matter? They're all pretty. Let me ink that, though, before we sew. Okay. And then I'm just going to take this over to the machine. Let me see what I have. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. I was going to say, what do I have on the inside in case I wanted to sew another pocket? I did this, so. All right, we will take this to the machine, and I'm actually, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and tack it a little bit because just right here, because that has a tendency to shift on me. I don't want to put much glue because I'm going to be sewing through it. I guess right about there. So there's room up here, you know, for little tags. So it's just going to be a cute little, just a cute little pocket. Let's give that just a sec to dry while we put our papers together, put our pages together, and then I'll run over and sew that. I don't have my machine over here. I just don't have room on this desk. Okay, so we'll start. I have this coffee dyed paper. I have an old book page, which I need to tear down. Let me tear off of this side. It's a little bit too big. An old encyclopedia page. Just ink up the edges a little bit. I'll probably come back and ink the edges after. Okay, so we'll put that in here. Oh, you know what I wanted to do first? I want to put, like I did with this one, I liked making the pocket out of the envelope. So we are going to fold this envelope like this. And let me see if this is going to be too big. I'm going to have to cut the end. I'm just going to cut the end off of this. Let me do it on my trimmer since I'm not the straightest cutter. Whoops. All right. Oh, got some, and I think I just put a little notch. See, I just notched the inside. So I've got this 1 1/4 inch punch. And we're just gonna make a notch right here on this side and then on the back side. Just so it's easier to, you know, you can cut a little notch with scissors, or you don't even really need a notch. So I'll come back and ink that after. Okay, so this will be first. Then we will do these 2 pages. Okay, so this is going to go in here, right here. Whoop, I've gotta cut this. I've gotta cut this down. Let me just make a little mark with the size we need right there. So I'll cut both of these. And then that means I'm probably gonna have to cut this down as well. Yes. Or I could fold it in. You know what? I'm just gonna fold this in of this graph paper. I like to have the different sizes of pages. Different, you know, widths and dimensions. All right, let's go. Let me just trim these off real quick. Or you could rip them if you wanted that look. I haven't done a lot of tearing of pages in this. This is a cleaner looking series of journals. It's not as grungy. All right, where were we? Okay, we have a front page. Whoops, I'm sorry. We're gonna do this first page. That's right. And second page will be the book page. And then I think we'll do, these are cute. I've got these little offcuts of music paper, so we'll do 2 of those. Then we'll do this ledger sheet. Oh, I'm sorry if I'm out of frame, guys. I have a piece of vellum here. I'm going to have to trim off the edge of this. This is cute, isn't it? I just did this advertisement. That I could have gotten this off a Graphics Fairy, or this I might have scanned it out of one of my magazines. And then I just printed it on the vellum. I just trim the edge of that off. So that'll go right there. And then I have one more page right here. Let me make sure these aren't going to stick out the edge. Nope, that looks good right there. So those will be our pages. Okay, so I'm just going to clip these together. Let me see if I sewed. No, okay. This is where, before you sew them in, if you want to sew a few pockets and things like that, you can. You know, make it how you want it. I just clipped this so it wouldn't shift when I went to the machine. Okay, then what did I want to do next? Okay, I'm going to go to the machine and I'm going to go ahead and do a zigzag stitch around here. Okay, let's do that first and I'll be right back. So talk, as Gail always says, talk amongst yourselves while I do this. I had a terrible time with my machine yesterday. I have no idea what was going on. I think I need a good cleaning. So guys, clean your machines, you know, especially with paper. They get dirty very quickly, very easily. So you just have to go to your instructions, the manual that came with it, and it'll show you how to take it apart and sew and clean it. And then, because if you don't, believe me, it'll cost you a lot more in the long run if you need to have somebody come in and do, you know, because it breaks down or something. Okay, now I got the pocket sewn on. And here I am back. Let me see. Okay, I think I'm just going to trim these. You can leave your strings, you know, or take them off. Okay, now I have, before I sew this in, I have a tie here. So I sewed the tie enclosure right down the middle of the spine. Well, actually, you know, before I do that, I want to do a little strip of something right here just for more. Let me see what I have on my desk. You can come back and you can do more, you know, another thing of this, or you can do what I did with this one. Let me see. I just did trim a paper piece, but I kind of like the material. Is that all I have left of that? Thought I had another piece of that somewhere. I guess not. Oh, I know what I have. I have some of this. Here's a, whoops, no, that's that tie. I have some of this. This is nice. Though it's, I don't think this is sturdy enough. This is just like a cotton. I just thought I had a scrap on my desk somewhere. Let me come over here. I'm going to find I'd like to find a decorative piece. Here's a piece. This is kind of nice. So let's see what size we need. Let's do it this way. All right, here. Okay, so let me just get this here. I'm surprised I don't have any scraps over here. So I've been making, I guess I cleaned up a little bit. So let me see the length. There we go. Let's cut it right here. Alrighty. I hope y'all are having a good summer. I find it way too humid for me. Not my favorite time of year down here in Florida. Just too hot. Okay, you could ink this if you wanted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue down. I'm right up under the camera here, aren't I? I'm standing up because I'm going to go back to the machine. I'm going to glue down on each side of the crease. See, I just creased that so it would fit down in here nicely. Let me see. There we go. Because I got to get all of these through the paper, through the machine. You could come in and actually sew this just like, I think I cut these papers. Yeah, I cut these papers too short, but that's okay. That's all right. Actually, you know what I might do? Let me just, I have this paper. Should I leave it? I really wanted it, you know, the whole width, but I think that's okay. I'll just leave it. Normally, I would have it go all the way up, but I'm already got too many papers. Though, you know, I don't... Yeah, this is where you get to see me struggle. I think I'm going to use this, and I'm going to cut down... I'm going to cut down the right size for a couple of these and take out a couple of those short ones. I think I turned my papers and measured wrong. I'm pretty sure I did. All right. So I've got this piece I did with like a some ink. I'm not sure. I don't think this was Distress ink. It could have been the refills, and I just put a couple drops in the coffee. See that neat effect? Or I could have dropped a drop of alcohol ink in there. Here, let's take this as well. This is a piece of parchment. I like to use this. I don't know if you can see that. You can kind of almost see through it, but it's still paper. It's not parchment, like parchment baking paper. It's parchment. If you understand what I'm saying, it's like parchment paper. Parchment writing paper. Okay, so now I have two of the bigger pieces. So we're still going to do, I'm going to unclip this, so this short project has now become longer. And we'll put this pretty color there first. Then I'll take the book page, and I think I'll leave out these two. Then we'll do that. We'll do the parchment and this, the vellum in the middle. And I think that's probably a good number of sheets to go through the machine. Okay, now let me clip this so it doesn't shift on me when I'm in the, you know, going. I'm going to sew right down the middle of it. This is probably a little bit small clip. Whoops. Oh, shoot. There we go. Just catch that there. Okay, now I want to put a tie enclosure. Let's go back to this one. Like this. See that? So I have some either the seam bind. I've got some seam binding here. That's pretty, or I have some sari silk. The seam binding I did coffee dye, and this is pretty. I like the sari silk. Maybe I'll use this sari for this. Yeah. All right, what I'm going to do so this doesn't shift is I'm going to just, I just glued it to here, guys. Okay, just see how that, just glued it to here so you can write on your pocket. Okay, so I think I will just dab a little, whoops, sorry, out of, and I'm eyeballing this, you know, for the middle. There we go. So I caught it on this side. Whoops, you can see that glue. I might put a little charm on there if the glue, it does sometimes seep through sari silk, this adhesive. Okay, now let me make sure I don't have to sew anything else before I going back to my original. Yeah. Now we'll go, I'm going to run to the machine, and what I'm going to do, and you know what? You don't have to, you can hand sew this. You know, I just find it's easy for me. And I'm going to sew right down the middle. So I'll be back. Let me just go right over here. I think one of these days I've got to get my machine. Now I'm just going to do a straight stitch, you know, right down the middle. Line her up. Back stitch a little bit. Okay. You can hear my machine. It's struggling a little bit. Okay. All right. And, well, it shifted a little bit, but that's okay. See, I got the sari silk sewn right in there. Let me take this off, and then we'll just do a little decorating. And this is nearly done right here. So, let me do this. Let me see. Okay, you know what we did what I did next is I took my little paper pad, the green paper. I have it here somewhere. Right here, this paper right here. Whoops, let me move that. Oh, my desk. My desk is a mess. A little paper. I don't know what I did with it though. I had the paper pad. And what oh, here it is right here. It's right in front of me. Okay, so I'll take, oh, maybe 3. I just picked this up at Dollar Tree, I think. Just little papers. And I took a scrap piece of card. So I can use this one right here. And then I just stapled it. Let me see. There we go. So I'm just going to staple this. I could take it to the machine again. I just wanted another, well, that's kind of crooked. I just wanted another element, you know, and that doesn't look good, but you know what, I'm gonna make another one. Yep, that's how fussy I can get. If this were for me, I'm gonna pop this journal that I'm making into my Etsy shop, so. All right, let's try this again, see if I can get my staples even. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to ink this real quick. Okay. So we'll just do a little, I can kind of just go right so I can get it even this time. Right under that line. Kind of use my line. Better. That's better. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and glue this right in. And I'm just going to glue the whole page. The whole paper. So you just have like 3 more pieces of writing, you know. So this is a fun little tablet you could take out of the journal, you know, or pop one of these into your purse. Give them as gifts. Okay, now what did we do next? Okay, let's make a couple of tags for the top, and I did cut out. This is a few pieces from the card stock from that paper pack. I'm still standing, guys. Gee whiz. I need to sit down. That's how I roll. Alright, so we're just going to put one of the small holes. No, that one I'm not going to put a hole in. Okay, I am just going to ink it. Here, you know what? Let me put the lid on this. You see the mess? Look at the mess. Now, I have a couple pieces of twine here. We can use this, which is jute, or I have this cotton thread. And I use jute in the other one. I think I'll use the cotton thread for the top. Let me ink this real quick. Okay, let me just ink around all of these. I'll come back and do a little bit more inking, and you know, I just wanted to take you through the basics of this. If you want to make one of these to pop in your journals. Just something I was just playing around with. I've made similar of this kind of deal before with different enclosures, and I don't know. I don't like to make the same things over and over. I like to, whoops. Oh, I didn't like that. I didn't like the way that did that. No. I think I'm going to use the jute. This stuff is separating. I think I put it on there. I think I'll just use the jute. I have all kinds of, baker's twine in all colors, but I just like the natural color of the jute. The natural colors. Just good because I'm making a shabby chic, you know, look of a journal type. Okay. All right, so here's one. And here's another one. So I'll put 3, maybe I'll put 3 in the front. I wanted one for the inside. So I'm gonna make a little, maybe a little pocket on that envelope. Okay, so we'll put these 2 there. Okay, now what I did with this one is you can put any kind of little embellishment you want down here. A button is cute, maybe a button. Let me see what I've got. Just do a little button. I've got, you know, the flat back pearls. If I had a word over here, I'd put a word on, you know, on here. I don't have one over here on my desk, so. This is cute. It's like a little, let me see that one. I actually like this one better. This is where you could thread a little thread in there, but I'm maybe even put a little jute through there, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna pop the button on. And also a nice thing if you have even a little gem that you wanted to put in the middle of the button. Okay, so we have a little button there. Then I made a little pocket here out of trim. So let me see what I have. I have these pieces. These are just all little offcuts. I have this because, let me make sure that's secure. Okay, let me see. I've got this. This, actually I like this. All right, and let me just round the corners. This is a Katamaro Pro, and it's good for cardstock, and but not super thick. You can't use this on chipboard or anything like that. There's a small, a large, and a medium corner on this. Okay, so let's go ahead and, whoops. Let me just do the edges here. Do you have to ink it? No. See, now, if I would have thought ahead, I could have sewed. Well, no, I wouldn't have sewn. No, I couldn't have sewn. I would have sewed through the envelope. I was thinking I could sew the pocket on. I did that one on an angle, so I'm just going to do this one on an angle just for interest. I still have to come back and ink. See how I ink the edges of this? All right, now I have this little piece of trim, so I'm going to do that next. Okay, so we'll just do that. So we'll just make like a little collaging. This will go in here. Let me see what I have for ephemera. I kind of like, this is kind of cute. $10 and $11. I'll do that. That way I don't have to pull out my ephemera box. This is just a piece of the offcut of the card. Let's put that there. This would be a good place to put a word too, if you had a word. So just pop that there. Is this one I want to put in here? No, I want to put this one here. I think I'm going to put a little pearl brad in it. Let's see what I got. Here, they pearl brads right here. Aren't they pretty? I don't know if you guys have seen those. Oh, you know what I might do? I might put one of these in here. It's a, whoops. It's a neat paper clip. I can pop, you know, maybe a couple pieces of ephemera on the side, and or one of these die cuts, and just, which makes a nice little journaling card. Actually, yeah, I know I'm moving around, popping all over the place here. Let's do this. See how this works. Yeah, that's cute. Put that right there. And let me just pop a little hole. Wait a minute. I mean, you could decorate, you can put a pocket, guys. Put a pocket back here. I might come back and do that with some of my scraps. So, yeah, why not? Why not? Let's do it right now. Let me just cut it down a little bit. Wait, let me finish this. Okay, I got my pokey tool. This is to put the pearl brad in right here. Make sure I'm in frame. Boy, my fingers are full of glue and ink. Glue and ink, always. Okay, so that's cute. That'll go right there. Okay. I still want to put something in here. So, let me see what I have. Let me see what I have on my desk. Oh, this one's pretty. We could pop this right in and leave it like that. Let me see. Yeah. Or actually, let's make a little tab for it. Let me see. About like a little, I'm looking for a little piece of fabric. A little fabric tab. I know what I've got. I've got this behind me. This is just a piece of that same type of material, and what I did, guys, is I just script stamped it. So let me just tear a little piece. I can. Oh, goodness. No, not gonna happen. I'm gonna cut it. Sometimes my hands just, they won't allow it. That's okay. We improvise. Now we just try and kind of shred it. And I think I'm just going to put this right across here. I could take it to the machine and sew it, but I'm not going to do that to you guys. If any of you are still watching. So I'm just going to put a little glue here. So I'll make a little fabric tab. I guess that's what you'd call it. And then you have room on the back of this to write, so it's a nice little, and this can peek out of the, that can peek out of the journal. Let's give that a second to dry before I pop it in there. All right, let's go back here and let me round the corners again of this. See, I could have, if I thought ahead, actually, I probably could still take this to the machine. I will after. I'm just going to go ahead and tack it, and I will come back and sew across the bottom at least at the machine. I didn't ink that. That's all right. Actually, it's not all right. Where's my ink pad? It's too hard to ink it once it's on. I just don't like all those white edges. So, okay, now we'll just pop that right on there. And we've got another little pocket. Can pop some ephemera in there. Let me see what I've got real quick. I need to cut some more. I've got a lot more back there, but I'm not going to sort all the way through that. This is just my little box that I have nearby. A couple tickets. Oh, that's cute. Ooh, I like that bird. Though I don't have birds. This really isn't birds in here. So I'll just use that for now. I see. Oh, I'm gonna take this little flower out. That's kind of cute. Okay. So we got that. And let me just, so whoops, just a little bit of ephemera. This just has some script stamping on it. Oh my gosh. Oh, everything's sticking to me. Okay, let's pop this one in there too. Okay, I'll probably come back and just do a little something, maybe a little saris. Well, I'll save it for later. I'll do a little trim on here. I gotta get more trims out. I might make a little fabric ruffle out of this, just like this. Okay, I just go over and I'll sew down the machine with it. I'm going to come across here with the machine too. And come back and do something on there, maybe. Let's tuck this in here. And I think we'll call that a project. Let's tie it. Isn't that cute? Let's see what we've got. We've got the little pocket. I'll tie this in a minute. We've got this little button here. Got 2 tags in here. This little flippy pad here, a little pocket here with a little bit of embellishment, with a little tag in it here. We've got this cute little one we just made. And this is an envelope. I just clipped a die cut on the edge of that page. Got book page, we've got ledger paper, parchment paper, and vellum, and there's the middle. And then here, this one, I will come back because I will have plenty of more cut-offs and other things, and I'll be making tags for this journal yet, so. And we will just tie it up. Here, I gotta actually put it on my lap to tie it up. And let's see what that looks like. It's cute. Very cute. Okay, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this little project and you make a couple of these little journal booklets. Okay, have a blessed day. Thanks for watching. And you know what? Before I go, I just want to thank all of my subscribers, and I want to thank especially all those that comment and say such nice things. I really appreciate it. I appreciate every one of you. Okay, guys, thanks. Thumbs up and subscribe, please, if you want to. Thank you. Bye-bye.